we're here again, the First Step Podcast.
TFS.
Good morning.
Good
Here we are
morning.
again.
Morning.
Maganda yung pag-uusapan natin today, guys. Medyo controversial yung topic. Hindi naman controversial, no? But the topic's like, why Filipino culture is feminine, no? Filipino feminine culture. I-relate natin to sa chapter 47 ni Deida, no? Which is primary asymmetry, no? But bago tayo magsimula, gusto ko kasi mag-share ng ng video sa inyo. Let me open that.
Panoorin natin.
Panoorin natin. Okay, kita nyo?
Loading pa. Yun.
Yan.
Filipino, and having lived in this environment for a long time, Filipinos develop a motherly kind of culture, a sharing culture like that of the mother. That's why the very core of Filipino culture is feminine. No? It's a very, very strong mother archetype. That's why, for example, any chance upon a family is having dinner, you will always be invited to share the dinner with them. You may enter the house even if you do not know anybody, even if you are not invited, you enter any house where there is food. This is really a culture of sharing. And as I said earlier, this is a motherly culture because the mother would like to bring her children together and share the goodness of life. No? How can I be happy if the rest are not happy? That's the philosophy of the Filipino.
Wow, napakaganda. Check out the comments. Yeah, this is so true, even with friends. Yan.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh. Yeah, so ang Filipino culture is according to what's his name? Professor Felipe De Leon. The Filipino culture is a feminine culture. Ano sa tingin niyo? What do you think about it?
I think that, well, I mean, totoo naman talaga eh. I mean, it's a very accurate observation and description of what really stands out. No? And again, we're not just a clear disclaimer for everyone. I'm not saying na mali, diba? But there are some strengths, there are some weaknesses. You know, it doesn't mean that, you know, weak tayo or anything. But it means that our priority is usually relationships,
Yeah.
yung harmony. Everyone has to be happy. Kasi kung isa hindi happy yung isa, hindi pwede na happy yung iba. Which can also have its own share of weaknesses din. Kasi minsan nawawala yung hierarchy, walang discipline. There's no focus on achievement and pushing each other to become better and to grow by competition. So I think if you look at it, no, it really, because of that, there are a lot of problems that don't just happen at the individual level. It can also happen at the societal level.
Yeah. Ano ba? So that is the feminine culture, no? That's what makes Filipino culture a feminine culture. But in contrast, ano ba ang masculine culture? Dexter, what do you think is the masculine culture?
Well, masculine culture is structure, no? Hierarchy, discipline, achievement, competition. Yan yung actually nagbibigay ng contrast sa feminine. That's why we cannot be the same. No, both have roles, the feminine and the masculine roles. Ang problema kasi natin ngayon, ang ginagawa natin, pinagsasama natin, ginagawa natin pareho. But remember, no, just like a battery, guys, no, there's a the south and north. Diba? Positive and negative, no? It can the energy, yin and yang, the energy will not flow kung pareho kayong north, kung pareho kayong negative or pareho kayong positive, 'di ba? So this situation that we need to confront, not only in the world but specifically locally here in our country, nagkakaroon ng instead of equality, nagkakaroon ng sameness, which is actually repels each other.
Yeah, totoo. So guys, you see, living in the Philippines now, I'm sure itong culture na to is very apparent. Ram, sa tingin mo, do you have any experience how Filipinos show feminine culture in a way?
Yes, prevalent to sa workplace.
Yan.
Kasi more on we are avoiding confrontation versus our objectives. Mas gusto natin harmonious yung workplace. Ayaw natin ng may kaaway. And then for Filipino families, ugali talaga nating tumulong sa family, even if mahirap. Like, meron kasing tinatawag na sandwich generation, right?
Yes.
Sandwich?
Yeah, man, yeah.
Yes, we take care of our aging parents while raising our own children. So, napakahirap ng sitwasyon ng nasa gitna. Kumbaga, siya yung paangat na, pero something is holding him back, 'di ba? And so kami ni Kuya Dex, no, we are so lucky na we are not part of the sandwich generation. And ano,
Sana all.
yeah.
Yeah.
What do you
Okay,
think about that?
Yeah.
No, I think that's very true. No? Like, especially the avoiding confrontation. Very, very interesting fact, guys. Did you know that yung Filipino pilots, airplane pilots, co-pilots, we are the second most na in terms of incidences of pilots na co-pilots na that get into airplane trouble. Meaning usually if number one is Korea, number two is Philippines. Meaning kung Pinoy yung co-pilot, then there's a higher chance na magkakaproblema sa eroplano. Bakit? Because a co-pilot na Pinoy feels like he cannot talk to his captain and be open and be honest. And that's data. That's data actually that came from one of the books of Malcolm Gladwell. I think it was Blake. So because of that nga yung sinabi ni Ram na in the workplace, false harmony. False harmony yung tawag dun eh. Now you're just pretending na walang away pero pag hindi kayo magkasama, may chismisan, may comment dun sa sinabi ni boss.
Backstabbing, no?
Oo,
Yeah,
it's very common.
Yes.
Nature ng Pilipino, tama ba?
Marites.
Yes, yes.
Bash tayo nito.
Tingin ba nun, dapat medyo low EQ tayo na, in order to be masculine, dapat low EQ? Should we not care about what other people feel or the hierarchy ng boss mo and yourself out of respect?
Ako bro, baka baliktad. We should be more high EQ. If usually kasi pag sinabi nating emotional intelligence, meaning emotional ka, you feel, you validate your emotions. That's part of it, but you also need to learn how to control your emotions and not act based on emotions. Pag galit ka, anong gagawin mo? Magchichismis ka ba? Are you gonna backstab your coworker? Pag gina-guilt trip ka ng mga parents mo kasi sinasabi sa'yo na, uy, kailangan you have to take care of me pag matanda na ako kasi ako din ang palaki sa'yo. You also need the emotional intelligence not to allow that guilt to drive your decisions.
I agree to that. But I noticed somehow na I work with a lot of Filipinos in finance. I would say about 70% pa din ang dependent pa rin yung mga parents.
Right.
Millennials to just millennials na laging merong padala sa parents. And then not every one of them have their parents to need them na magpadala. Some of them just nagpapadala lang because, I wanna be, it's a form of gratitude to my parents.
Yeah.
Yun lang yun.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a feminine? Do you think that's a feminine nature? But I feel that parang okay yun eh. Parang gratitude eh. What do you think?
Well, for me, it's voluntary as long as it's coming
Yes.
from your own initiative. Parang it's a duty. If it's coming from gratitude, that's great because that's actually a masculine essence. When you decide and push for that initiative, but not
Yung
coming from the
kahit wala
pressure
ka
of
na.
society.
Yes, kasi yung giving out of obligation is very nurturing eh. Diba? Nurturing yung focus, meaning magbibigay ako kasi I have to take care of someone versus yung masculine objective which is to empower someone. Bibigyan kita ng pera, maghanap ka ng paraan na ipalago to or make discount, 'di ba? Ganun yung culture kasi ng masculine, yun yung objective ng masculine provision eh. Versus yung feminine provision where the goal is to care, to nurture, which there is a place for that. Again, we have to admit that balance nga eh, yin and yang, di ba? Pero hindi pwede yun lang lahat. It has to be balanced.
So that means the masculine way of taking care of someone is teaching someone how to fish.
Yes.
And the feminine way of taking care of
Exactly.
someone is giving the fish.
Oh,
Tama
yeah.
ba?
Yeah.
Correct.
Right,
Kasi you need both eh.
So it seems to me that teaching someone how to fish would be more beneficial than actually giving someone the fish.
Well, I mean, it's both naman tayo. Especially if younger years ng anak, you can't teach them how to fish right away. Like, parang sabihin mo sa 4-year-old, sige, maghanap ka ng side hustle doon, bayaran mo yung diaper mo. There is a season for, I like this because one of my mentors told me this, no? If your context na lang, no, is coaching someone, say in the workplace, pag bago yung employee, you have to hold them by the hand. Kaya nga may onboarding. Kasi if you don't hold them by the hand, they're not gonna be set up for success. Paano matuto yan? Paano malaman yung culture ng company mo? Paano makilala yung kung sino yung staff na kailangan kausapin kung ganito? But that should only be a temporary season. Kasi eventually, you wanna set them up to a point na hindi pwede na 6 months ka na dito, magtatanong ka pa sa akin kung sino yung pupuntahan for a budget approval, di ba? So, there has to be both. In the early years, nurturing, providing the fish. And then after that, teaching them how to fish.
Until 7 years old, the child should be with the mother. Yung mag-asawa is dapat nasa nanay yan pag below 7 years old. I'm not sure exactly, no, we can check. But the thing is, ang point nun is, during that time, bata pa yung anak mo, kailangan pa ng nurturing. Parang yung sinasabi mo na empleyado na kailangan mo pang i-guide. Pero after that, ano na yun? Pwede na sa tatay, no? Pag lumalaki na. Kasi ang isa rin ng importante nating I think one of the things that I want to propose for a change in the country's values is the basic unit of the society is not the family. It should be the individual.
True.
The empowerment of the individual. Walang parasites sa loob mismo ng pamilya.
Let's do it.
My gosh, parasites, bro. What a word, no? No, so ngayon, you mentioned na 7 years lang dapat sa nanay yung bata, no, according to the law. But paano kung feminine yung yung parang leadership? Kasi you look up to your leaders, you kind of somehow like get the essence of whether nurturing ba, giving you the fish, or teaches you how to fish. May share akong video, bro. No? Napakagandang video nito, bro. Check this out and let's see what you guys think about this. Sabi sa video, bakit maraming lalaki ngayon ang mas soft pa kesa sa girls? I think this video relates a lot to our current situation dyan dito sa Pilipinas.
Yeah.
And how the yung masculine and feminine polarity are working out towards, no?
Okay, next question. Why are there many lalaki nowadays na mas soft? Okay, next question. Why are there many lalaki nowadays na mas soft kaysa sa girls? Yung mas chick sila mag-respond. Ang unang thought ko dyan is, sino nagpalaki sa mga lalaki na yan? Malamang
Strong
nanay.
woman.
Tama? That's why sa
Matalak
RM,
na
sa
nanay.
page ng RM, you will always find a posting, mga hashtags na overmothered, underfathered, ang kultura ng Pinoy. And so many men ngayon being raised up by single mothers. Now, it's not that single mothers are bad. They're actually very good. Actually, naitaguyod nga nila mag-isa yung bata eh. So they're very responsible. It's just that, ang reality lang, no matter how good a single mom they are, nai-realize din nila na I cannot bestow manhood on my child na lalaki kasi hindi ako lalaki.
Or even,
Parang gano'n.
sa akin na nga, meron din kasi mga two-parent household. May tatay, may nanay. Pero yung tatay, in a way, pusong babae. Hindi nagko-confront. Hayaan mo na, kung ano sabihin ng mama mo, yun na yun. Hindi nagsasalita. Pag nagagalit, mananahimik lang. Or either abusive, abusive. Kung hindi abusive, ayaw naman magsalita. Parang so yun yung nagiging example dun sa batang lalaki growing up. So he doesn't to learn how to process his emotions as a man. Kasi mismong yung tatay niya, hindi rin marunong. Kasi siguro yung tatay din niya, hindi rin nagsasalita. Alam mo yung pasa-pasa din.
So yung question mo, bakit maraming effeminate men? Because they were raised by women.
Passive men and strong, overly strong women.
Kasi nga, ang root niyan, kapag walang strong men, women have to be masculine.
Yes,
So, ang sagot o solusyon dyan is, humana tayo ng strong male mentors.
Yes, very relatable, no? So, in terms of parenting, usually, ang laging sinasabi, uy, a happy life, happy wife. Parang, pagbigyan na lang yung wife
Yeah,
para
man.
tapos na.
Yeah.
Or avoiding confrontations, discussions. Eh, sa pagdi-discuss, dun mo makikita kung paano kayo, paano yung logic na magfo-flow, di ba? Pero kung
Yeah.
you are letting your wife do the decisions, parang you are surrendering your manhood to her. Parang ganun ba?
Right, right. Sige, usapang Mr., Mrs.
Game.
Pag
Ah.
si Mrs. o mainit ang ulo, and then she wants to make a decision that will affect the family dynamic. Maybe not in a big way. Example, you wanna go on a vacation. Iba yung gusto ni Mrs. ni Mr. And then sabi ni Mr., it's my turn to decide. Nagalit si Mrs. How do you deal with that situation?
Rico, may
Tingin
ganun
ko,
ka ba
bro,
situation?
Yeah, I can think of that. I think yung mga ganyang situation, bro, hindi lang siya nangyari on the spot. Because if from the beginning,
Yeah.
napakita mo sa asawa mo na reliable ka bilang lalaki, pag sinabi mong, magde-decide today, hindi na siya magsasalita. Bakit siya hindi magsasalita? Kasi confident siya sa decision making mo. Now, on the other hand, if you're the kind of man who, hindi ka decisive, you don't show good leadership, syempre, questionin ka. Di ba? So to me, ganun lang yun eh. Yeah, ayun na yun eh. So hindi siya yung on the spot na, okay, si Mr. ang mag-decide, you know? But it happens gradually.
Yes, yes. I agree, no? Ram, ikaw.
Kasi for example, no, kung napansin ng wife mo, you are afraid of taking decisions. Saan may inip yun eh. Sila na magde-decide eh.
Yes.
May time na hindi ka natatanungin. Oh, naka-ready na. Sama ka na lang. 'Di ba? Parang ang nangyayari, wala ka ng ambag, 'di ba? Parang okay, ano ba ako dito? Bisita ba ako dito? Kumbaga.
And then slowly,
Ayun.
parang alam mo yung mga tipo na tatay na sunod lang sa likod. You know? Tapos, Dad, yung credit card. Okay. You know, magiging ganun ka. Akala mo madali buhay mo, akala mo comfortable. Tayo kasi mga lalaki, hindi natin masyado pinapansin yung ganyan. But little do we know na yung mga asawa natin, sa loob nila iniisip, ano ba to? Walang silbi tong asawa ko. Hindi man lang nag-decide kung saan kakain, hindi inambag kung saang hotel pupunta kung nagta-travel, no? Ganun. And it creates resentment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Guys, it creates resentment. And then, it's gonna bite you in the ass maybe a few months later or 1 year later. Kasi nagte-take ng scores yan si Mrs.
Yeah.
Ano ba performance Mr. before?
Yeah. That's the reason why I think it's very important for men to really optimize yung decisions nila, no? Bakit ba yung mga achiever na mga lalaki na sobrang successful, not just at work but at home, are people who don't dress too much. Not saying that you look terrible, but like normally naka-black lang na t-shirt, like tayo naka-black tayong apat, 'di ba? And then jeans and nice shoes, magandang relo. Why? Because you're trying to optimize for decisions, both at work and at home.
Yeah.
I made this mistake before kasi dati talagang hustle culture. Lahat ng decision ko nasa trabaho lang. At ng decision nasa bahay, si Mrs. na. Hindi pwede. Why?
Yeah.
Because there are some decisions in the home that only the man can make. And then when we go home, I remember this is a very important lesson I learned from someone who also coached me when it comes to parenting and marriage. No? Sabi niya sa akin, pag umuwi ka, ubos na yung battery. You did not have a good day. You failed as a father and as a husband because kailangan may natira na energy to make decisions. Alam mo yun, when you get home. So make sure when you park the car in the house, may juice. You can still, pag pumasok ka ng door tapos si Mrs., anong magandang gawin dito? Hindi pwede yung, mamaya na, pagod pa. No, you should learn how to manage your energy. Pag uwi mo, pagpasok mo ng front door ng bahay mo, you're ready. The real duty, the real job has just begun.
Bro, guilty ako sa ganyan. Guilty ako sa
Lahat naman
ganyan.
tayo, I think.
Yeah. And you
Ay,
know what?
parang pagod ka sa trabaho, pagbalik,
Yeah, bro.
drain ka.
I want to share something, bro. This is a pattern that I noticed. After work, let's say umuwi ako 9 PM. Tapos pagod ako. Hindi ko pinul yung sarili ko diyan from that. Hindi ko in-endure yung pagkapagod. Ayun yung time na laging madalas kami nag-aaway.
Yeah.
Kasi wala na akong juice, wala na akong energy to absorb, no? Ay doon nang gagaling yung yung mga away namin. So it to me bilang lalaki, we want to be always on our toes, no?
Present.
Lagi ka dapat ready. Present ka dapat, sabi ni Deda yan. So ngayon i-relate natin to dun sa Filipino feminine culture. Kung ang isang lalaki, no, pinaprioritize ang harmony. Gawa nga na ang cultural natin is about pakikisama,
Feminine.
maintaining harmony, utang na loob, bayanihan, communal cooperation.
Yeah.
So, paano ngayon yan? 'Di ba? How do we fix that?
Yeah.
Well, kasi for me, no, again, we need to respect the different roles of the masculine and feminine. So for masculine men, it's about direction, it's about structure, no? If the woman kasi, tama yung gusto ko lang idagdag, no, yung sa sinabi mo, merong pag hindi ang feminine doesn't trust the masculine, sila na mismo magde-decide. Sila na mismo aako ng role na yon, which is not their essence in the first place. Kaya nagkakagulo, no? Kaya importante talaga yung parang we honor each other's roles and essences. So yun yung problema rin natin, yung sinasabi mo nga, Patrick, yung shinare mo last time, that there is this Congress woman that suggested na wag na lang kaya tayo manghuli ng mga nagva-violate sa batas in general, no, during the Holy Week, kasi naghihirap na yung Pilipinas. I don't even understand that. What does that even mean?
Especially yung motorcycle daw.
Especially the motorcycle. The masculine essence, no, hindi siya ganun eh. Duralex, sedlex. Pag may batas, kailangan mo sundin, no, for the order and peace of the society. Pero ang feminine kasi, lumalabas eh. It's really the congresswoman's feminine essence ang lumalabas. Hindi, kawawa naman paghuhulihin natin, even if they violated the law. That's why nagkakaroon ng mga problema eh, not only in the Philippines and in the world. Yung parang may mga prisoners na dapat nakakulong pero nasa labas kasi sabi ng judge, hindi, okay lang, palabasin na natin para they can reform naman eh. Pero a masculine essence judge will say, no, for us though, we need to parang discipline this person. And a lot of men will think that you cannot teach a criminal not to be a criminal. That kind of notion.
So comparing that to other countries.
Yeah, I think it goes back to yung nga parang looking at other cultures, no. Bakit si Japan, 'di ba? Ang culture nila, it's discipline, it's everyone has a sense of responsibility. Kahit pagtatapon ng basura, 'di ba? Like, 'di ba, if you've ever been to Japan, nakita yung mga memes, 'di ba? Yung mga na papunta ka ng Tokyo or anywhere in Japan, ang hirap maghanap ng trash can.
Yeah. Kasi binubulsa nila.
So you put it kasi but the thing is, even though there are very little trash cans, you don't see a lot of trash around. Bakit? Kasi may discipline na magdadala ako ng plastic bag or I'll put a section in my backpack na talagang doon ko ilalagay yung basura ko. Para pag uwi ko, I'll just throw it inside. So, that kind of culture, the discipline culture, it benefits talaga society. I was just having a conversation with Ses kasi nagdadrive kami going to the gym this morning. So, nag-comment ako yung island sa gitna ng daan, di ba? Sabi ko, daming basura, oh. Pero pag nasa Singapore ka, nako, di ba? Or you're in Japan, or in Korea, you don't see people just throwing trash anywhere. And yung for example sa Singapore, nga sabi nga last time ni Rico, 'di ba? It's a fine city. Kasi maraming fines. Enforcement, 'di ba? Strict enforcement of laws. But because of that, low corruption, high trust in institutions.
Yes.
So, I'll throw a question, no. Is discipline cultural or is it something that leadership should enforce? Both.
Sige.
Bakit both?
Kasi ano yan bro you see, for example, no, sa atin sa Pilipinas, no, okay, I'll just give you an example. Filipinos here in Singapore thrive a lot, actually.
Mhm.
In spite of that, na galing sila sa isang feminine culture.
Yeah.
Singapore is, to me, it's very masculine kasi dito, right is right, wrong is wrong. You know? Filipinos thrive on that. Mas nagkakaroon ng balance between the feminine and the masculine dito sa bansang to. So, Filipinos can get along with everyone.
Yeah.
You don't see Filipinos na may kaaway. They follow the rules, in fact. Nakakatawa nga di ba? Nakakatawa bro kasi sa Pilipinas, ang Pilipino hindi nasunod. Pero pagdating dito, talagang sunod. Hindi tatawid, hindi magje-jaywalk, hindi magkakalat. No? So nandun yung feminine essence saka yung masculine essence and nagiging balance siya, no. Kasi ang Philippines, in my opinion, no, one possible reason why the Philippines is highly effeminate kasi ayun nga, Philippines is deeply Catholic and then Catholic history may parehong, you see, Christianity na lang as a whole, it teaches us to be compassionate, to be merciful, to be kind to everyone. But also, ano bro?
Is that because there are different interpretations of the Bible? Diba? Parang there's this Jesus who is under the tree and then there's Jesus who is riding the horse or something
Yeah.
with fire
It
in
could
his
be that
eyes.
too. It could be that, bro. It could be that. You know, I think expression yun na pinagdadaanan ng tao, to me. You know, to going back to whether it's cultural or leadership. I think, bro, culture really really plays a part how a nation is developed, no. Like tingnan mo Philippines is Catholic, yes, but then again, Catholicism or Christianity is actually a masculine it's a masculine belief you know. Look at Jesus Christ. Ano bang ginawa ni Jesus? Focus siya sa mission. Sacrifice. Inaaway na siya ng mga Pharisees. G pa din siya. What's up? Hindi siya nagbago ng paniniwala. Napaka masculine, no? 'Di ba? He didn't abandon his mission throughout the history. Catholicism or Christianity has brought upon warrior traditions. Tingnan mo yung mga crusaders. Sila yung nag-stop sa mga Turks na to invade Europe, right? Si King Baldwin, may leprosy.
Yeah.
Pero siya yung tumalo kay Saladin. You know?
Yeah.
You know? It's crazy, man. It's crazy. So, to me, both talaga no? Both talaga Yeah, what do you think?
Ang nangyari kasi, iba yung tinuturo sa school. Hindi nila tinuturo tong si Baldwin. And hindi nila tinuturo yung masculine traits ni Jesus. Essence ng yung pagka-courageous ni Jesus under persecution, yung sacrifice niya, yung mission, hindi masyado, more of the compassion ni Jesus Diba?
Right.
Yung more of the feminine side of Jesus, not the stronger side of Jesus. Yan ang tinuturo sa school. So nagkaroon ng imbalance. So yung mga anak natin, yung mga youth, iba yung kinalakihan nila. We just realize, ay, hindi pala ganun. No, because we read further. We studied
Yeah.
further.
Yeah. Yung from a I don't know, theory lang to. Don't take this as a sure thing. Pero yung theory ko kasi doon goes back to balance, no. Spanish era kasi, the reason why the church had to be the compassionate, nurturing version of themselves, because the state was very dictator-like. The Spanish rule over the Filipinos. So parang good cop, bad cop, 'di ba? Na the good cop is the church, kami yung mag-aalaga sa iyo, kami yung compassionate, kami yung charitable. Pero hindi pala, on behind closed doors, yung pare pala, yun pala yung mga abusive. But that's a different story.
Yeah, man, yeah.
Pero 'di ba, from a public perspective lang, perception lang. The church, you can go there kasi kailangan may makikinig sa'yo, mag-confession ka, ganyan. You can say whatever you want. Pero pag yung government, the state deals with you, iron fist. So I think if you look at it, kahit dito sa bahay, isang rule namin, walang good cop, walang bad cop. Because it creates a disbalance sa mga anak. Eh.
Man, that's a good one. That's a good
Diba?
one.
Dapat pag bad cop yung isa, bad cop din yung Hindi yung pwede na kailangan kausapin si Alexa kasi may ginawa na hindi tama. So si Mommy yung medyo mabait, pero si Daddy yung di pwede yan. Hindi, dapat both of us should play the bad cop because that's what we need right now. Balance. And then when we need to nurture, we nurture to get. Hindi pwede yung paiba-iba tayo kasi 'di ba? I mean, going back to the idea of sameness. Yes, in a sense, magkaiba kayo
Sa
ng
family.
role. Yeah, but we still need to be synced in terms of what role are we playing right now? Are we the compassionate role, or are we the? And yes, in some way or another, you might have to lean a bit, pero I think in the same way, yung tandem, yung balance din kasi dapat mangyayari is that yes, it will be unnatural for you, but you also need to learn how to be the opposite side when needed. So you have a role to play. Alam natin na mas nurturing si Mommy, but that doesn't mean that Daddy won't be nurturing as well. That's
Correct.
their initial role. That's their important role. But you have to really balance pa rin.
Yeah.
Tapos yung malala doon, iba yung si Daddy nag-no, si Mommy nag-yes. Hindi mag-aaway pa kayo.
Oo.
Oo.
Oo. Ang mangyayari nun, mag-aano pa parang syempre ang bata, pupunta siya kung saan mas pabor sa kanya, 'di ba?
Yeah.
So instead of having a one direction, baka pwede pa, parang may Court of Appeals pa ako. Instead na Supreme Court agad, pwede pang umapela, 'di ba?
Tama.
So,
And I also want to add during the Spanish era, I think the Spaniards, what they did is they used Christianity as a weapon of war for the Filipinos to submit, forgive them. You need to be compassionate. Pero actually, behind it is for them to subdue the Filipinos.
Yes.
It's a mental war without firing a gun. So they use
You know
the
what?
religion
That's another
as
thing, bro. I think what that taught us is that you can use compassion as a manipulation tool.
Yan
Man.
ang nangyayari.
You look at how parents use compassion to manipulate their kids to take care of them in their old age.
correct.
Sandwich generation, man. Grabe. You know what? May theory din ako, bro. May theory din ako. So, yung Philippines consisted of multiple tribes, warrior tribes, and everything. And then, technically, I read na there are different barangays. They called it barangays. They're all tribes. And they all fought against each other. There's war. Nag-aaway sila for resources and everything. And then, I think, and to me, in my opinion, it's a masculine trait to just go and take what you think is yours. Okay, it's a very masculine trait. What the Spaniards did is they introduced a nice feminine culture, which is nga yung compassion, yung churches and everything. So yung mga locals, maybe they felt na okay, mas masarap yung feeling doon because someone listens to me, and then it feels good. Ako, makasalanan ako, and I did something wrong, pero this particular bunch of people will say that I'm forgiven, only I have to accept this particular religion or something, and abide to their rules. It's we are not here to bash any religion, Christianity or Catholicism, because on the other hand, there are also Catholic countries such as Poland na nag-show ng very masculine culture. Now, let me just a little bit of context here. Poland is a European country. Scripted. Lagi kong sinasabi yun. Poland is a European country who is predominantly Catholic as well. But the thing is, they went through a different set of experience compared to Philippines. Philippines, sinakop. All right? So the religion is used in the Philippines to create order, or at least siguro ginagamit 'yan para makinig yung mga tao. Whereas on the other hand, si Poland ginamit ang religion to stand against foreign invasions, political oppression, saka defense. Bro, Catholicism actually helped Poland get out of communism from the Soviet Union back in the days. You see? So now, fast forward, bro, kasi modern na tayo. We saw the effects of Christianity sa Philippines. We saw the effects. Now, let's talk about the effects of Christianity to Poland. Look at Poland. Poland is the only country in the Europe. One of the only. There's two Hungary saka Poland. Poland refuses to take in refugees. Particularly yung mga refugee from Pakistan, Syria, yung mga nasa Middle East. Yeah, Muslim refugees, because they're worried na mawawala yung Polish Christian identity nila. Just like Paris, London na ngayon, halos ang dami na ring mga, parang hindi na London eh. I was there in June last year. So look at Poland now. Protecting its own culture, protecting its people. Politicians like Dominic Tarczynski na talagang defend the borders. He openly talks about, I'm not gonna take in any Muslim immigrants. Look at their prime minister. Last year, nung Pasko, Noche Buena, anong ginawa niya? Imbis na nag-celebrate siya ng Pasko, he trained boxing with the soldiers, man. Tingnan mo yung contrast between Philippine Catholicism versus Poland. Diba? Yeah. Sa tingin mo, bro, how does Philippine Catholicism look like to you?
Well, fiesta, community celebrations, rich life centered around family, which is okay, but it's too much. It's too much.
Too much, bro. Too much, man.
At this stage of this country, we need little bit of that one. Okay, magulo ang Pilipinas ngayon. No? We will discuss that a bit later. We have the same religion, pero different yung approach natin, different cultural expression. So this brings us back to David Deida's teaching about primary asymmetry between male and female. We want to emphasize the difference. The difference is the masculine essence is about direction, it's about structure, it's about order. The feminine essence is about nurturing, it's about relationship, it's about love. Man, 80% of a man is masculine essence, no direction, structure. It will create imbalance and against their own essence and nature.
Yeah. We had an interesting conversation with some of our friends din this week, no? Kasi I think we mentioned, pinag-usapan din natin to one point, multiple points actually during many of our other episodes na our viewers can watch also if they want, no? Pero we see this best happen when we see a couple, especially here in the Philippines, na yung dynamics is yung asawa yung nagdadala ng pera. Siya yung nagpo-provide siya yung mas malaking yung income.
Anong asawa? Babae, lalaki?
Yung babae, yung wife. When the wife makes more money, medyo nagtitip yung balance. I think personally, it's a lot of may cultural factor yun. Pero there's also like a factor din na parang yung essence talaga, masculine essence to provide in a sense na parang financially. But at the same time, ba ganun? Obviously, I believe na hindi. Kasi what if talagang yung asawa naman talaga yung mas may capacity, mas entrepreneurial, mas mabilis na promote sa trabaho? Does that mean that the husband is a lesser person? Definitely not. Because you still have to provide purpose, direction for the family. So, yes, you don't bring in the bigger chunk of the pie, but you still have to stand as a man and provide purpose and direction for your family. Ikaw yung
True.
mag-decide. Diba?
Yeah, I have clients na may mga clients ako na mag-asawa where the wife earns a lot more. In fact, some of them are like stay-at-home dad na nag-aalaga ng bata. Pero ang decision maker, alam mo kung sino? Yung dad.
Lalaki.
Yeah, because he shows leadership dito sa bahay. Okay. And then he takes, ang bait this particular client of mine, no, I'm managing like a huge chunk of assets from them. Itong lalaki, talagang yung decision niya is very educated decision na nakikita ko pagkausap ko silang dalawa when they talk, every time na end nung sentence, yung asawang babae titingin sa lalaki like that. Blah, 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 blah. And then the dad makes the decision. And alam ko na, okay, nakikita ko yung income nito. Mas malaki. So it's not really about the money, bro. It's not the money. It's how you carry yourself as a man.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly.
Ram, what do you think?
Yeah, agree. Pero ang culture kasi sa Filipinos, ang unang titingnan, uy, mas malaki yung sweldo ng misis mo. Sa bahay ka, parang ganun lagi.
Yeah.
So, ang thought process nila, pag mas madaming pera yung babae, nawawala yung pagkalalaki. Which is, hindi lang naman pera ang inaambag, di ba?
Yes. Guidance, pillar.
Yun yung maling notion.
Protection.
It's all about the money.
Yeah, correct.
Stability, protection, marami pang security,
Yeah.
Correct.
marami pang pwedeng iambag aside sa pera.
Yeah. Kasi pinag-usapan naman natin yung Christianity kanina, no? Going back kasi to the design of man and woman from the Bible's perspective. Kung titignan mo, yung story ni Adam and Eve, di ba? Merong portion kasi dyan sa creation story, doon sa Bible na sinabi. And it's a really beautiful principle, I think, na kahit anong religion ka, you can really learn from this. May part doon kasi na sinabi na si Eve, God created Eve to be a helper for Adam. We think of that and we think katulong. Yaya.
Exactly.
Hindi
Support.
Because exactly, support, because the true meaning of that in the Bible actually is help meet. Yung concept ng help meet basically is a legal parakletos kung sa Greek. Kasi they use the same language with the Holy Spirit as part of the Trinity. Alam naman natin yung triune God, diba? Trinity, yung concept doon is iba-iba yung roles pero equal in position, in value, in iba-iba lang yung roles.
Different roles equal in value.
Exactly. Different roles equal in value. So the Holy Spirit is also called a helper. Yun yung tawag ni Jesus. I will send a helper. Yun yung sinabi niya sa disciples before he ascended to heaven. So what can we learn out of that? In a relationship, specifically in a romantic relationship, husband and wife, marriage, yung lalaki, yung babae, you have different roles, different same value, different roles. Just like the Holy Spirit and the rest of the Trinity, just like Adam and Eve. So,
Yeah.
it's not a question of kung sino yung mas importante. It's a question of ano yung role mo in the
Ang vocation, bro. Like, what is your vocation?
yeah.
No? Yeah, like
It's not
different genders have different vocations, no, bro, no? So paano ngayon yan kung meron tayong set na vocation na tugma sa traits natin? So let's talk about, vocation of leadership.
Mm.
No. Now let's relate that to Philippines that is believed to have a feminine culture. What do you
Yeah,
think, Dex?
well, yan ang nagiging problema natin ngayon, no? We are overly feminine. It's not about being superior to the feminine. Isn't about superiority. It's about function. Again, balik tayo sa battery analogy. You need both poles to function, no? Remove one and nothing will really flow. No, so very important ito, especially in governance. In governance, you need strict compliance, function, enforcement. Hindi ganun ang feminine. It's always about nurturing, all about compassion.
Giving the
Maraming-
fish.
Yes, giving the fish. And also, for example, mong police officer ang babae or even a judge. No, I'm not saying they cannot be good judges or police officers, but you need to enforce a structure which is
Yeah.
not their essence. Their essence is to be compassion whether you're a criminal or not. No, that's why they are more empathetic than men. No, kaya nga there was a study that women, they react samely when someone punishes a criminal and someone who doesn't punish a criminal punishes an innocent person. Same lang ang reaction nila. Ang lalaki, hindi, masaya sila dun sa punishment ng ng criminal, pero galit sila dun sa punishment dun sa innocent.
Correct.
So nakikita nyo?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think an example din sa personal namin, no, tandem namin ni Ces that I can share is the way that we run the business naman, yung Black Tent strategy, di ba? Kasi we were also business partners eh. So, before, yung mali ko was every time na I had to put my foot down with the staff or alam mo yun, yung even with a client, no, na hindi pwede yan kasi out of contract na. Because he says actually is a bit better when it comes to dealing with those kinds of conversations. Sinasabi ko sa kanya na, ikaw na lang magsabi sa kanya. Ikaw na lang maging disciplinarian. And that was also the time na medyo nagka-clash kami on the business side. Because I realized na hindi pwede na, that's my role eh. I mean, as the man. And, I guess, how do you apply that in for example, yung sinabi mo, Dex, na pag may police na babae, I'm not saying, of course, na wag kang maging police. No? Pero you look for a fellow police officer who can play that role for you. Tulungan kayo. Diba? There has to be a synergy nga. You cannot operate as one individual playing one role. That's the reason why, I mean, in some way or another, we have to be a collective unit nga. We have to help each other out. But the only way that
May tanong ako, bro. May tanong ako. Kuwari, may problema sa bahay. Merong magnanakaw. Tapos, tumawag ka ng pulis. Anong pulis ang gusto mong dadating? Babaeng pulis o lalaking pulis?
Ayun, maganda. Obvious. Masculine policeman. Nakalimutan natin itong importanteng question na to, which is in relation to this one that we're discussing. What happens when a culture leans heavily toward the relational side? Yung relation,
Padrino.
corruption, padrino.
Sorry bro, ano ibig sabihin ng padrino effect?
Yung padrino is, correct me if I'm wrong, no? Yun yung parang kailangan may backer ka.
Backer.
Oo. So if you wanna apply for a job, kilala mo si boss or kilala ng daddy mo, doon ka
Handler.
dumaan. Oo.
May handler
Versus
ka.
na it's
Sino
based
handler
on-
mo?
Versus baliktad bro sa Singapore na it's very meritocracy. It's merit driven. Yeah, exactly.
And
Dito,
then, the outcome.
Merit.
kilala ka ba doon?
Yung padrino effect kasi nagiging cycle din, no? Once na pinasok mo yung isa, magkakaroon siya ng utang na loob. And then,
Exactly.
yung utang na loob na yon, mahirap bayaran eh. So, iikot na
Yeah.
So it
Wow.
goes continuously.
So, ibig sabihin ba nito, yung padrino effect, kaya laging nakahalal yung mga politician na,
Yes. And then also at the same time, bakit mo iboboto yan? Kasi siya yung nag-hire ng anak ko na
Yun.
naging cash
Sa munisipyo, ganyan.
sa munisipyo.
yeah.
And that is also why we shelf the truth. If you will look at the current situation of the country right now, if you will look at Congress, it's like a syndicate. No, parang everyone is protecting each other. Pag merong pumasok and say na parang, oy, corruption ang ginagawa nyo, kumukuha kayo ng pera ng taxpayer. Instead of solving that problem, that corruption problem, ang gang up nila, yung nagsumbong o yung nagsiwalat, yung whistleblower. Kasi, instead of focusing on getting into the truth of it, they focus on cohesion. They focus on conforming with each other, which is actually a feminine trait.
Yeah.
Ayaw mo
Yeah.
ng gulo eh.
Yeah.
It's a feminine trait. Yung lalaki, destructor eh. Hindi. Mali yan. Pag mali, mali. Pag tama, tama. So,
Kaya
yan
nga
ang
pinako si
nangyayari.
GC.
Exactly.
Yep.
Corruption, political dynasty, yan. Personality-based politics. Yan, that ugly head, kitang-kita sa Pilipinas. Kaya naghihirap tayo. Tingnan mo, wala kang institution na maasahan ngayon. 'Di ba, Ram, Patrick? Si Rico kasi wala siya dito. Alam mo, Rico, dito, parang wala kang maasahan. Ang Supreme Court, hindi nagdedesisyon ng mabilis. Wala kang makita. Yung police and AFP, they're mum with the corruptions. They will say that ayaw namin ng corruption, etc. But they don't act. So if you don't act, you're part of it. You're part of
So,
it.
paano
And
mo
then,
It's gonna take a while, bro. Kailangan
it
niya.
takes a while. Values,
Because it's so
values
embedded.
education.
Values.
It's so
Exactly.
embedded. It's so parang nasa roots, no?
Yeah. Yep.
But
Sige,
if we
final
are going to
Sige, go ahead.
Ay,
Gab.
sorry.
Go.
If we are going to start values education sa school, no, I don't think the current values education that teaches our children is in cohesion with our goals and objectives.
Oh yeah, because it's also very feminine yung values.
Malayo.
Yes, malayo.
Alam mo yung HELE natin, yung home economics. Ano yung tinuturo? Pagluluto,
Stitching.
paglilinis,
Stitching.
Yeah,
home
it is-
economics and livelihood education. Walang
HELE.
entrepreneurship, walang, 'di ba? Sales,
Yeah.
walang ganun. Alam mo 'yun, parang
Yeah.
May PO,
ano 'yun?
accounting, POA. We have a subject that everybody has to go through.
Wala.
PO,
Yeah.
what's the
yung-
importance of buying at a sale and then sell?
Ang margin namin sa bond paper, kung 1 inch ba?
Ah,
Wow. Wow,
So-
ganun pala yung education dyan.
so we need to change the current curriculum about values sa public education natin. If not, we need to make our own, no, to share these kinds of teachings kasi nga rooted to conformity instead of courage. 'Di ba? Dapat
Right.
courage over conformity, and nangyari conformity over courage.
Yep. Sige. One last question, guys, no, to kind of wrap it up, no. Does the Philippines then lack compassion, or does it lack structure?
It lacks structure because we are now in a current effeminate society, and the Philippines is suffering as a result. It's not bad. But in this stage of the life of our country, in our society, we need stronger institutions. We need more courage rather than conformity. We need strength and honor. The Philippines doesn't need less compassion. It needs stronger direction to protect
Yes.
that compassion. Dapat may foundation yung compassion, which is direction and structure.
Yeah, I think what you're saying, Dex, is not less compassion, just more direction. Hindi naman tayo nagsasabi na dial down natin yung compassion, bawasan natin. Okay lang, let's keep it there, pero dagdagan natin. ng structure, ng discipline.
Agree.
No, but before we end this episode, no, there's something na dapat may take away yung mga nanonood sa atin, no. And I think that if Filipino, ito yung dapat na tinatanong ng mga nanonood or ng bawat Pilipino, if the Filipino culture is relational at its core, anong klaseng leadership talaga ang mga kapagpaayos sa bansa natin?
Yep. And that's
Servant
the first
leader.
step.
Yeah, that's the first
First.
step.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Stop. Yo.